Hello everyone, today our topic is how to insert records in multiple MySQL tables instantly. So here my objective is that whenever I'm going to receive data from any application, and here I have taken example of Jotform. So whenever I'm going to receive new form submission of Jotform, then automatically I'm going to capture the detail of that form submission and I'm going to retrieve the required details to add them as a records in multiple tables in MySQL. So here for my objective, I have to build a connection between Jotform and MySQL. So for building this connection, I'm going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing software for automation and integration. In Pabbly Connect, I have to use trigger and action. In trigger application, I'm going to use Jotform. In action application, I'm going to use MySQL. So how I'm going to build this connection? For that, let me take you to my computer screen. I hope all you can see my computer screen, and today we are going to see that how we can insert records in multiple tables in MySQL. So suppose I'm conducting a poll or election, and for getting the poll and votes, I have created a form in Jotform. And this is my form that I've created in Jotform, and it is named as election polling form. So I have used Jotform here, and you can use any other application. And now I'm going to receive details of the voter and votes as anyone will fill this form. Now what I want is that I want to keep records of voters and votes in different tables in MySQL. In one table, I want to add the details of the voters, like the first name, last name, phone number, email of my voter, so that I can have the detail like who has voted. And on the other table, I want to add the detail of the vote. And I want this to happen automatically and at the same time. So as I'm going to receive a new form submission, then automatically I want to add the record of the voters and votes in different MySQL table. So for this, what I need to do is I need to build a connection between Jotform and these two different tables of MySQL. And I'm going to build this connection without any coding and programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now with the help of Pabbly Connect, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect Jotform with MySQL, and as I'm going to receive a new form submission from Jotform, then automatically by capturing the detail of that Jotform submission, I'm going to add the record of the voters and vote in different tables in MySQL. So how I'm going to build this connection and how I can use Pabbly Connect? For that, I need to open a new tab and search for pabbly.com/connect, and it will take us to this landing page of Pabbly Connect. Here we have two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you don't have any account with Pabbly Connect, then you just have to click on this sign up for free button, and it will take only 2 minutes of your time and you will get 100 tasks free every month. Or if you already have an account, you can just sign in and you will get to see this page. So these are all the apps that Pabbly offers, and we are going to use Pabbly Connect here. For that, I need to click here on this Access Now button under Pabbly Connect, and it will direct us to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here this is the workflow section, and we can see all the workflows that we will create here. And this is the folder section. We can create new folder here and we can save any workflow in any particular folder that we want. Now here I'm going to create a new workflow. For that I need to click here on this create workflow button, and this window will pop up. Here I have to name my workflow, so I'm going to name it as my objective, which is to insert records in multiple MySQL tables instantly. And now I have to select the folder where I want to save my workflow. So I'm going to open this tab, and in this tab I will find all the folders that I have created in my Pabbly Connect account. And here I have this particular folder of MySQL. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to save my workflow in this particular folder. So I need to click on create. And it will take us to this most important window of our workflow. Here we have two boxes, trigger and action. So these are the two main principles on which our workflow works on. And trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first step that will get executed in our workflow, and action will just follow that. So we have to set up our trigger first, and here my trigger application is going to be Jotform. So I'm going to select Jotform here. And now I have to give a trigger event. So I'm going to open this tab, and new response will be my trigger event. So I'm going to select this. And now I have to connect Jotform with Pabbly Connect in my workflow. So for that, I need to use this webhook URL, and this webhook URL is going to work as a bridge between Jotform and Pabbly Connect. So for connecting these two accounts, I need to follow all these instructions. And first I need to copy this webhook URL. Now I'm going to take you to my Jotform, and here this is the form that I'm going to use. So what I need to do is I need to go to settings, and here I will go to integrations. And in integration, I need to search for webhooks. So I'm going to open webhooks here. And here I need to add the webhook URL that I have copied from Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to first clear this, and I'm going to paste my webhook URL here. And now I'm going to click on complete integration. So here my integration is ready. Now what I need to do is I need to click on finish, and I will go back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see it is waiting for webhook response. So how I'm going to get this webhook response? For that, I need to create a new form submission by filling out the form in Jotform. So for that, let me take you back to Jotform. And now what I need to do is I need to go to publish, and I'm going to open this form in a new tab. So I'm going to click here on this button of open in new tab. And here this is my form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill all these details to cast my vote. So first I have to give the first name. So my first name will be test. I have to give the last name. So my last name will be user. Email will be testuser@pabblytudes.com, and I'm going to give a random mobile number. So first I have to give my country code, which is +91, and I'm going to give the phone number. So this is my random phone number, and now I'm going to cast my vote. So I want to vote for team B, so I'm going to select that, and now I'm going to click on submit. So here I have successfully submitted my form and I have cast my vote. Now I will go back to Pabbly Connect, and here we can see I have received the response. So in this response, I have all these details of my form submission, and here I have the detail of my voter. So the first name is test, last name is user, email is testuser@pabblytudes.com, and here I have the area code and the random phone number. And this is my vote, which is for team B. So here I have received all the details of my vote and the voter. Now what I need to do is I need to use all these details, and I want to add these details separately in different MySQL tables, and I want to keep record of all these details. So for that, what I need to do is I need to set up my action steps. So first I'm going to open this tab, and here my action application is going to be MySQL. So I'm going to select MySQL here, and now I have to give an action event. So I'm going to open this tab, and insert row will be my action event. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to connect MySQL with Pabbly Connect. So for that, I need to click here on this connect button, and I have to click on add new connection. So for connecting MySQL with Pabbly Connect, I need to fill all these details like database username, password, host, database, and port. So for connecting MySQL with Pabbly Connect, I need to fill all these details. So I have already created a connection, and you can also create this connection by filling out all these details. So I'm going to use the existing connection that I've created. So I'm going to click here on this select existing connection button, and I'm going to click on save. And here I have successfully connected MySQL with Pabbly Connect. Now what I need is I'm going to first add the detail of my voter that I have received from Jotform, and for that I need to first select my table. So for this, let me take you to my table in MySQL. So this is my table, and it is named as polling details. So in this particular table, I'm going to add the details of the voter that are going to cast votes. And in this, I'm going to add the details like first name, last name, phone number, and the email of my voter. So I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I need to first select my table. So for selecting the table name, I have to open this tab, and in this tab, I will find all the tables that I have in my MySQL database, and here I can select the table that I want to use. So I'm going to use this particular table of polling details. So I'm going to select this, and here we can see all the details have changed according to my table. So here I need the first name, last name, phone number, and the email of my voter. So I have received all these details from my Jotform submission. So I'm going to use those details, and I'm going to map those details here. For that, I need to use mapping. And what mapping is a technique through which I can retrieve the data from the previous steps, and the data that is changing will get replaced with the new data in the real time. So for mapping, I need to click here. I will open the response of Jotform, and here I need the first name of my voter. So this is the first name, which is test. So I'm going to map this. Similarly, I'm going to map the last name. So I have to click here. I will open the response of Jotform, and here this is the last name, which is user. So I'm going to map this. Now I have to add the phone number and the email. So I'm going to map that. So I have to click here. I will open the response of Jotform, and here this is the area code. So I'm going to map this first, and I'm going to map the phone number. Now I have to map the email address. So I'm going to click here. I will open the response of Jotform, and here this is the email address. So I'm going to map this, and here we can see I have mapped all these required details. And now what is going to happen is that every time I'm going to receive a new form submission from Jotform, then automatically I'm going to receive new details of the form submission, and all these details are going to get replaced here, and I'm going to receive new details in real time. So every time I'm going to receive new details, then I'm going to add new details in my MySQL table in real time. So here I have filled all the required details. Now what I need to do is I need to click on Save and Send Test to Quit button. And here we can see I have received this response. So in this response, I have the status of success. So this means that I have added all these details of the voter in my table of MySQL. So to check this, let me take you to my MySQL table and I'm going to refresh this. And here in my table, we can see I have added the detail of my user. So here we can see that I have added this new row with the detail of my voter that I have just cast the vote in my Jotform. So here the first name is test, last name is user, this is the random phone number, and I have the email which is testuser@pabblytudes.com. So here we can see that these are the details that I just filled in my form submission of Jotform, and I have used all those details of the voter and I have added those details automatically in my MySQL table. So here we can see that my connection between Jotform and MySQL is working successfully. Now what I need to do is I need to go back to Pabbly Connect. And similarly, I want to add the detail of the vote that my voter has cast in a different table in MySQL. So for that, I'm going to add one more action step. And again, I'm going to use MySQL. So I'm going to select MySQL again. And I have to give the same action event. So I'm going to open this tab and insert row will be my action event. So I'm going to select this. And I'm going to connect MySQL with Pabbly Connect. So I'll click here on Connect. And here again, I'm going to use this existing connection. So I'm going to click here on Save. And here I have to select my second table where I want to add my detail. So for this, let me take you to my second table. And this is my table which is named as vote count table. So in this particular table, I'm going to add the detail of the vote that my voter has cast. So I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to select my table. So I'm going to open this tab and this vote count table will be my table. So I'm going to select this. And here automatically the detail of my table has been changed. Now here what I need to do is I'm not going to fill this detail in this tab of ID because this is going to get filled automatically in MySQL. Now here what I need to do is I need to fill this tab of vote. So here I'm going to map the detail of the vote that my voter has cast. So I'm going to click here. I will open the response of Jotform. And here this is the vote of my voter. So I'm going to map this. And here I have the vote for team B. So here I have filled my vote. Now what I need to do is I need to click on Save and Send Test to Quit button. And here we can see I have received the same response. So the status is success. And this means that I have added the detail of my vote in my second table in MySQL. Now to check this, I'm going to go to my second table in MySQL. I'm going to refresh this. And here we can see I have added the detail in this particular table. And here I have added the vote that my voter has cast. So here my voter has voted for team B. So I have added the detail of that vote here in my table. So here my connection between Jotform and my MySQL tables is working successfully. And whenever I'm going to receive a new Jotform submission from Jotform, then automatically I'm going to add the details in different MySQL tables. And I'm going to add the detail of voter in this particular table of polling details. And I'm going to add the detail of the vote in this particular table of vote count table. Now to check this in real time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Jotform. I'm going to open this tab in a new tab again. And I'm going to cast a new vote. So here I have to fill all these details in my form. So I have to give my first name. So my first name will be dummy. So I have to click here and I'm going to type my first name. Now I'm going to give the last name, which will be user. I'm going to give an email. So my email will be dummyyuser@pabblytudes.com. And now I'm going to fill my phone number. So first I'm going to give the area code, which is +91, and I'm going to give a random phone number. So this is going to be my random phone number. And now I'm going to cast my vote. So here I'm going to vote for team A. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to click on submit. And I have successfully submitted my form. Now what should happen is that automatically by capturing the detail of this form submission, all these detail of the voter and vote should be added automatically in different tables in MySQL. Now to check this, I'm going to go back to my MySQL table and this is my first table of polling details. So I'm going to refresh this. And in this table, we can see I have added this new row. So in this, I have the first name, which is dummy, last name is user, and I have the random phone number, and the email is dummyyuser@pabblytudes.com. So here we can see that I have added the new details of the voter that I have just filled in my Jotform, and I have added these details automatically in my first table of polling details. Now what I need to do is I need to check whether I have added the details of my vote in my second table in MySQL or not. So let's go back to my second table. I'm going to refresh this. And here we can see I have added this new row in my table. So in this, I have voted for team A, so I have automatically added that here. So here we can see that my connection between Jotform and my MySQL tables is working successfully, and I'm adding the records in different tables in MySQL instantly. So here, whenever I'm going to receive new form submission from Jotform, then automatically by using the detail of that form submission, I'm going to add the record of those details in different tables in MySQL. Now let's go back to Pabbly Connect. And here I've created this connection between Jotform and MySQL in such a way that whenever I'm going to receive a new Jotform submission, then automatically I'm going to insert records in multiple MySQL tables instantly. So let's summarize what we did here. So first I have set up my trigger, and my trigger application was Jotform, and my trigger event was new response. Then I have set up my action steps, and I have used MySQL as my action application, and here I have used action event as insert row, and in these action steps I have selected different tables where I want to add my records. So this is how I have successfully created this workflow, and you can also create this workflow by following all the steps that I did in my workflow, and I'm also going to put the link of my workflow in the description so you can check it out from there. And thank you for watching this video. Not just these applications, you can automate and integrate a lot more applications like this by using Pabbly Connect. So if you want to reach out to us, then email us at support@pabbly.com. And if you have any queries, then you can write us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any issue with the pricing, then you can visit this link. And if you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.